Okay, so again, I will be talking about yung reintegration programs for our overseas Filipino workers. So ano ba itong reintegration na sinasabi po natin? This is actually a process of going back to one's country of origin. So sa ating mga OFWs, yung po umuwi po dito sa Pilipinas, no? At naisip na po nilang magstay for good dito po sa ating bansa. So ito pong reintegration is a way of helping our returning overseas Filipino workers be part of their communities and the Philippine society. So ang pagbabalik po nila dito sa Pilipinas ay either voluntary or enforced, no? Gaya ngayon, since last year nagkaroon po tayo ng pandemya, ito po yung ating mga OFWs na napilitan pong umuwi dahil po nawalan po sila ng trabaho, they were being displaced, they were being terminated by their own employers. So yung concept po ng reintegration will only be successful kung we will be considering yung the whole migration cycle. So ang reintegration does not actually start when the OFW has returned to his or her country. Dapat po sa umpisa pa lang ng pag-alis niya as for an overseas employment, it has to be it has already the OFW is already prepared, no, for his reintegration or yung kanyang pagbabalik dito sa Pilipinas. So yung reintegration should cover all the stages of the migration cycle, which include yung pre-departure, yung kanyang pag-alis sa on-site services, as well as yung upon return to the Philippines. So, doon po sa job site, marami na rin po tayong mga activities, no, related sa reintegration. Sinasagawa po yan sa Philippine Overseas Labor Office para matulungan po ang ating mga overseas Filipino workers sa kanilang pagbabalik. So, doon po, we provide trainings like financial literacy training, entrepreneurship development trainings, and techno skills and capacity building. So ito po yung this will also actually help them prepare themselves yung sa kanilang pagbabalik. So dito naman po sa ating country, dito sa home front, mga services po na binibigay po natin is yung job referrals, business counseling, community organizing, yung financial literacy seminar, more on networking also, and social preparation para sa ating mga OFWs. So, yung isa po mga dapat nating i-consider dito sa reintegration ay yung willingness and readiness ng ating OFW to stay and be integrated sa kanilang communities and undertake a social enterprise activity. So, in terms of yung reintegration po ng Owwa, it actually started in 1983. And with that, we have already launched yung formation po ng mga OFWs family circles. So, doon na po nag-isa yung pag-organize po ng mga grupo at dito rin po naibigay sa kanila yung kanyang assistance para po ma-sustain nila o ma-strengthen nila ang kanilang mga organizations. Thus, yung programs po ng Owwa actually evolved, no, through the years at meron na rin po tayo mga programa na improve or either replace, no, for with a better programs and services. So ngayon po, I will be sharing with you yung mga reintegration programs presently implemented by our regional office. Okay, so we have yung entrepreneurial development and loan program, yung Balik Pinas Balik Hanap Buhay program, and yung Tulong Puso. Okay. So we now start with yung EDLP. So ito pong Overseas Filipino Workers Enterprise Development and Loan Program was formerly known as OSW Reintegration Program. So it is an enterprise development intervention at loan facility of Owwa. So in partnership with Land Bank of the Philippines and DBP, which actually intends to support yung enterprise development among OFWs and their families. Ang silent features po nito, yung ating mga eligible borrowers ay yung mga overseas Filipino workers, certified and endorsed by Owwa to Land Bank. At they have also undergone the expanded entrepreneurship development training. Owwa po ang nagko-conduct dito po sa EEDT. Now, for eligible projects na pwede pong pasukan po ng ating mga overseas Filipino workers will be these viable projects with confirmed market or purchase order that will generate a net monthly income of at least 10,000. So, such as franchising business, contract type up with top 1,000 corporations, agri and non-agri production, manufacturing, construction, rental business, service trading business, then transport service, or any viable projects, whether existing or new. So the loan process will be for capital, for working capital, and for fixed assets. And ang interest rate lamang po is 7.5 per annum, fixed for the duration of the loan. Okay, so there will only be an equity on the part of the borrower at least 20% of the total project cost. Okay. So yung loanable amount na pwede pong mahiram ng ating mga OFWs kung individual loan program po, loan borrowers will be a minimum of 100,000 and then yung maximum is 2 million. Okay, for group loans, loan borrowers is either partnership ito, corporation or cooperative. A minimum na loan is 100,000 and maximum is 5 million. Okay, so yung loan repayment for short-term projects, a maximum of 1 year, no? For other long-term payment loan would be based on cash flow, but not to exceed 7 years, inclusive of the maximum years grace period. So kasama na po yung nandiyan na po yung maximum of 2 years, no? Grace period. Okay? Ang pwede pong maging loan security or collateral will be yung object of financing or yung mortgage-able project assets, like for instance, yung machines or equipment and other assets of the borrower. Yeah, of the borrower. Wait. Okay. So these are the requirements, no, for which will be submitted actually to Land Bank. One is the Owwa certification that the borrower is a bona fide overseas worker and has completed the EEDT, the business proposal or plan, mayor's permit if this is new, pre-release po yun, pero kung ito po ay existing na po na project, might as well get yung business permit ng individual or yung grupo. Okay, yung income tax return if applicable for the last 3 years, financial statements also for the last 3 years if applicable lang po sa project, and then the latest interim financial statement if also applicable. Now the statement of assets and liabilities required, and other requirements that will be actually indicated by Land Bank, no, of the Philippines. Okay, that is actually for the EEDT, that is our loan program. Okay, we now go to yung Balik Pinas, Balik Hanap Buhay program. So ito po ay isang package of livelihood support assistance intended to provide immediate relief to returning distressed, displaced, or member OFWs amounting to a maximum of 20,000 a startup or additional capital for the livelihood project. So ito po yung program na binibigay po natin sa mga distressed workers, mga displaced, as well as yung pong mga pre-terminated yung kanilang mga contract na pauwi po dito sa Pilipinas dahil po wala na po silang trabaho sa abroad, no? So, yung amount of assistance na binibigay po namin under this Balik Pinas Balik Hanap Buhay are as follows. Yung active member, sila po ay makaka-receive ng 20,000 if they're an active member of Owwa. For non-active members, but with more than one contribution, meron po siyang at least dalawa na contributions or more, 10,000 po ang marireceive po ng ating OFW. Yung non-active member with only one contribution will be 5,000 po ang kanyang financial assistance. So, ito po yung mga eligible beneficiaries na na-mention ko na rin po kanina. Like na-displaced po sila dahil sa hostilities or war, political conflicts, yung policy reforms or changes by host government. Sila rin po ay victim ng illegal recruitment or human trafficking or other distressful situation. So, meron po tayong mga distress wards na nandun po sa FWRC o ito po yung overseas Filipino centers, no, na minamanage po ng ating polo who are actually due for repatriation. Dito po marami po talaga sila naging problema kaya po sila ay under the custody of our Philippine Overseas Labor Office. And repatriated Owwa members who were employed by foreign employers which are beset with financial difficulties due to economic conditions such as construction and maintenance companies in Saudi Arabia. If you know, last mga 2016, marami po tayong mga OFWs na napauwi dahil po nagkaroon po ng economic crisis ang Saudi Arabia. And so most of them are under the construction and maintenance companies in Saudi Arabia. Okay. So what are the requirements, no, for this program? We have one, the proof of distress, no. Usually po ang ating polo or Owwa sa Philippine Overseas Labor Office, nagbibigay po sila ng endorsement or referral na sila po ay distress at sila po ay napauwi dahil po sa kanilang dahil po sa termination ng kanilang kontrata. And then if in case po na ang reason for termination is due to illness or sickness ng isang OFW, we need to look into his or her foreign medical certificate. And then if there's also a letter of termination from the employer, kung wala pong endorsement ng polo, pwede ho namin makita yung termination letter from employer. And then, the proof of repatriation would include yung kanyang passport, yung travel document, yung plane ticket nyo or boarding pass. So, doon po namin malalaman kung kayo po ay umuwi na po dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, you will be repatriated by our offices. Okay. Another requirement is yung simple business plan. We will actually be helping yung ating OFW how to fill up the business plan. Usually po, ang ginagawa po namin ngayon ay nagbibigay po ng webinar, no? Webinar trainings on this program. And it is in this area that we actually help them accomplish yung kanilang business plan or yung project plan nila. And then we also need a written statement of OFW. That is, parang salaysay lamang po na sila po ay isa po sa mga distressed OFW. Paano ho sila paano po sila napauwi dito po sa Pilipinas at ano po yung reason kung bakit sila pinauwi ng kanilang employers. Okay? And then this program has to be applied within 3 years from arrival in the Philippines. So kung ang OFW po ay umuwi po ng 2020, pwede po natin pwede po mag-apply yung OFW within 3 years time. So hanggang kwan po yan, 23 rin to 2023, ang kanyang application. Okay? Yan po. So that is yung Balik Pinas, Balik Hanap Buhay program ng Owwa. Okay? Now, in terms of yung isa pang programa po namin would be yung tulong pangkabuhayan sa pag-unlad ng samahang OFW, which is shortly termed as Tulong Puso. Okay, so ito po ay nagpo-provide po ng immediate livelihood support sa ating mga OFWs and their families affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So, this will support yung mga startup, yung mga expansion, or it also includes yung mga restoration ng mga businesses o kaya ng mga livelihood projects ng ating mga OFWs. So this will actually help also contribute to dun sa government efforts for national recovery and strengthening the mainstreaming of the OFWs in the Philippine society. So ang Tulong Puso is a one-time livelihood financial grant given to OFW groups or yung OFW family circles duly recognized by Owwa, by DOLE, and other competent authorities such as CDA and SEC. Okay? So, yung mga ating mga eligible beneficiaries under this program ay mga OFW groups or mga OFCs, yung OFW family circles being duly recognized by DOLE and Owwa. And at least meron po tayong 80% of the OFW groups and OFTs are members or OWA members and or their families. Okay, dapat po 80% ng ating mga members ay OWA members. Okay, whether they are inactive or active members ng OWA. Okay, so yung group categories and type of grant will be given as follows. Sa mga grupo po with 5 to 10 members, they may avail of to a maximum of 150 grant. Okay, and then for a member of 11 to 20, with 11 to 20 members, may availment po na maximum of 250,000 grant. For medium-sized OFW groups with 21 to 30 members, they may avail of a maximum of 500,000. And for a large-size OFW groups or OFCs with 31 or more members, they may avail of yung maximum of 1 million. Okay? So ano ho ba yung mga preferred livelihood projects under this, So ito po yung product or services with viability and marketability, such as yung processing of food and other consumer products, mga friendly, environment friendly, or preferably green products such as production of herbal food and drugs, organic fertilizers, and other agriculture-based products. We have also ang projects nyo ay for handicrafts, pwede rin po specialties or souvenir items. Also for local employment like farming, livestock, and manufacturing. Sa mga franchise po, mga po ito ay yung food, yung wellness, medical and health and sanitary related businesses, and yung online selling, which is actually very common now, dahil po sa pandemic. Okay, yung online selling and delivery service. Yung industries identified as key employment generators, this will be on health and wellness, wholesome and retail, trade, tourism, and others, no? And also, yung preferred na live projects will be yung DTI priority products, such as yung food processing, cacao, coffee, coca oil, wearable, and home styles. Okay, so yung mga requirements po under the, meron po kami accomplish application form na binibigay po sa ating mga grupo. Regarding yung registration nila, okay? And yung profile po, group profile and members profile, which indicates at least yung 80% na members ng Owwa and their families. And then we will also be looking at yung audited financial statement certified by the association group or treasury and auditor when applicable. And at least we will be looking also yung tatlong officials who will be the authorized representatives, no, to deal with the concerned uh, region, no, in the entire program phases. We will be also requiring them to submit yung kanilang business proposal and feasibility study with proof of equity of at least 20%, no? Comprising of available and or existing capital assets, bank accounts, and other similar proof. Okay. So meron pong conditions under this livelihood grant. So the cash grant will be in tranches, no? For startup and restoration projects, the first tranche we will be giving first 20%, we'll be releasing the 20% of the grant, no? So kung ito po ay 100,000 po ang na 150,000 ang nag-grant po sa ating mga OFWs, 20% po ng 150,000, yun po yung unang tranche na ibibigay po namin. And then yung second will be 50% of the 50% of the grant upon submission of business registrations, documents, no? Like DTI, business registration, mayor's permit, the BIR, and other related documents. Actually po, yung 20% sa first tranche, yung 20% po dito is given para po i-process ang kanilang mga documents, no? Documentary requirements sa mga iba't ibang ahensya na kailangan, like for instance sa pagkuha po ng business permit, pagkuha po ng DTI permit, o kaya sa BIR. So makikita po sa second tranche, yun po yung isa sa mga requirements para maibigay po namin yung 50%, no? 50% of the grant, which is about 75,000, yun po yung ibibigay po namin sa second tranche. And then on the third tranche, we will be giving yung 30% of the grant, okay, upon submission of proof of business physical setup and documentation, summary of disbursement of the first two tranches. Okay, so dito po makikita natin na nag-ooperate na po talaga yung business, in place na po lahat, at makikita na po natin yung yung operation, no, na nag-uumpisa na po na nagbi-business na po ang grupo. Okay? For business expansion, yung sa first tranche, we will be giving 50% of the grant. So kung 150 po yung naibigay po sa ating grupo, so 75,000 or 50, which is equivalent to 50,000. And then yung second tranche will be again the 50,000, okay, which is operational na rin po yung project. Ito na rin po ay nakikita na po natin yung mga yung pag-operate po ng ating mga proyekto. Okay? So yan po yung sa ating mga programs and livelihood livelihood assistance na binibigay po sa ating mga OFWs under po yung reintegration program for OFWs under Owwa. Okay, so with that, maraming pong salamat.